Here is how you can determine if something has a negative, positive, or no relationship, or no association. Also, if it has a linear or nonlinear association or relationship. First, let's go ahead and look at this graph here. We always read graphs from left to right, just like we do just about everything else. Okay. None of us are reading this region geographic. We didn't read from right to left, we read it from left to right. Okay. So, if we're going to read from left to right, we are reading the coordinates that are here, and as we follow it, when we move from left to right, we are moving in an upward fashion, which means anytime you're going up, it just gives to reason that that would be positive. Okay. Now, if it does have a positive association, we can now determine if it has a linear or nonlinear association. Linear is just kind of how it sounds. It is basically a straight line. Now, in this case, it doesn't have to be a perfect straight line, but it does kind of have to be going in that direction. As you can see here, if I kind of follow the line, it is curved. If I put a line through the middle of all these dots, it is a curved line, which means it is nonlinear. So this one is both positive and nonlinear. Okay. So now let's again apply this to our next graph here by first finding out if it is positive or negative. And as I read from left to right, I'm following the dots, and it is going down. So this is negative. If it has a negative relationship, it can also be linear or nonlinear. Now, as I said before, it doesn't have to be a perfectly straight line, which this one is not. But again, if I'm drawing a line through the center of all these dots, it's fairly straight, especially when you compare it to this one, which was clearly curved. So this one is linear. Okay. And I quickly gave just a quick drawing of one that has no association, or none. As you can see from left to right, I can't even determine which dot came first. I have these two dots here. I have no idea where the next dot was put. So in this relationship, there is no association or no relationship. And when that happens, it is neither linear or nonlinear. So it is only no association or no relationship. Okay. So let's take what we just learned there and apply it to this question. Okay. Again, we're always going to read graphs from left to right. And for the purpose of this question, we do need to remember what an outlier is. And my definition is just that it's separate from all the other points. So when we say here, again, this is a select all that applies, so that probably means there's more than one answer. So I'm going to say that it says there are no outliers. Well, all of these dots are basically together in a group. So there's none that are really separate from anything else. An outlier might, for example, if I put a dot right here, it would be very separate from everything else, or maybe over here, or even there could be two of them. So in this case, there are no outliers. That is true. There are no outliers. The data shows a linear relationship. Well, from left to right, we're going to read this, and it is going pretty much together. They are grouped. If I were to put a line through the middle of this, and I'll go ahead and do that. I basically was able to draw a straight line through the center of these, which means it has a linear association. Okay. And says, does it have a positive correlation? And you can think of that just like an association, relationship. That's the same thing. Is it positive? Yes, from left to right, these dots are going in upward fashion, so it is positive. If it's positive, then it can't be negative. And then our final one says that there is no relationship. Well, clearly there is a relationship. It is a positive linear relationship. So these two are both false. So there are your three answers, and that is positive linear, no correlation, and linear nonlinear.